47 jobs stalled at 2 a.m., all red in flow view. The real culprit? A single missing upstream file. Let's break down AutoSys monitoring with WCC, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. Today we're diving into AutoSys WCC flow view, how to use it to detect cascade failures, and the one mistake that can make you chase the wrong job. WCC, or Workload Control Center, is the browser-based dashboard for AutoSys. It gives you a live view of all your jobs, color-coded by status, and lets you perform actions like force, start, or hold, all backed by the same send-event commands you'd use on the CLI. Flow view renders your job chains as a directed graph. Each node is a job, and arrows show dependencies like job A must succeed before job B. When a job fails, its node turns red, and all downstream jobs that depend on it are highlighted as blocked. This is how you spot a cascade failure in seconds. WCC runs on the AutoSys application server. The default URL is http://AutoSys server 8080/WCC. Before you access it, make sure Tomcat is running. You can check with PS and SS commands and restart it using the scripts in AutoSys/WCC/bin/. Here are the commands to check if WCC is running and restart it if needed. WCC has several views. Monitor Jobs is your day-to-day dashboard with a filterable list. Monitor Flow View is the dependency graph, essential for incidents. Monitor Job Activity shows a timeline for performance trends, and Administration lets you manage machines and calendars. When you're paged at 3 a.m., start by filtering for failure jobs. Click the first failed job, it's likely the root cause. Then switch to Flow View to see which downstream jobs are blocked. After fixing the root cause, force start the failed job and monitor the cascade. Here are the command line equivalents for the WCC actions during an incident. Use these if WCC is slow or down. The Monitor Jobs view is a table with columns for job name, status, start and end times, machine, owner, and exit code. You can sort and filter. Right-click any job to perform actions like force, start, or hold. The View Log pop-up shows the last lines of stdout and stdare. Flow View is the most powerful feature for incident response. It shows jobs as nodes with dependency arrows. When a job fails, its node turns red and downstream jobs are blocked. You can use Trace Upstream to find why a job is stuck and filter to declutter the graph. Here are CLI commands to trace dependencies if Flow View is slow or unavailable. The Administration views let you manage machines and calendars. Machine status shows if agents are healthy. A missing agent can silently delay jobs. Calendars control which days jobs run. Changes take effect immediately but aren't audited in WCC. WCC can be temperamental. If it won't load, check Tomcat and the port. Slow pages often mean database load or too many jobs. Session timeout is configurable but a security trade-off. Stale data across tabs can be fixed by clearing cache or using a single tab. Here are commands to diagnose and fix common WCC issues. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Now let's revisit the incident from the hook. At 2 a.m., 47 jobs turned red. The team assumed a database issue and restarted connections. But the real problem was a missing upstream file that a file watcher job depended on. That job failed, and because Flow View wasn't used first, the team wasted time on the wrong fix. The root cause was a missing upstream file that caused a cascade failure. The fix adds a validator job that checks the output before allowing downstream jobs to run. The fix was simple. Verify the missing file was uploaded, then force start the file watcher job. Once it succeeded, the downstream jobs automatically activated and ran. The team used sendevent eForceStartJob JFileWatcher to restart the root cause job. The root cause was a missing upstream file. The file watcher job failed with exit code 1, but the team didn't check the log, they assumed a database issue. Always check the first red node's log. A job can show success in WCC but fail logically. If your script exits with 0 after an error, WCC paints it green. Always add a validator job to check actual output. After a forced start, WCC may still show the job as failure for up to 30 seconds. Don't double execute. Use CLI to verify immediately. The article mentions trace upstream in FlowView but doesn't show the CLI equivalent. Use autorep j job d to see the condition and then autorep j upstream q to check its status. This script automates tracing the full upstream chain. The article mentions session timeout but doesn't highlight that during an incident, a timeout can lose your filter and view settings. Always save critical filters as bookmarks or use CLI for long investigations. The default timeout is 30 minutes, configurable in AutoSys/WCC/conf/web XML. The article warns against using WCC for bulk operations. Here's a safe CLI loop to force start all jobs in a box that are on hold or activated after fixing the root cause. It checks status first to avoid restarting already successful jobs. When debugging, start by filtering for failure jobs. Click the first red job and view its log. Then switch to FlowView to see the blast radius. Always cross-check WCC status with CLI commands like autorep and sendEvent. Let's run through some common interview questions. What is FlowView? Dependency graph for blast radius detection. Can all operations be done in WCC? No, JIL and CLI needed for definitions. What if WCC is down? Use CLI, autorep, sendEvent, JIL. And a few frequently asked questions. What is WCC? Browser-based UI for AutoSys on Tomcat. How to access? http://server 8080/WCC. Is WCC required? No, CLI works independently. To recap, FlowView is your best tool for finding cascade failures. Always trace upstream to the first red node. Remember, WCC isn't real-time, verify with CLI. And never trust exit code 0 alone, add validator jobs for critical pipelines. Ready to go deeper? Up next, AutoSys alarms and notifications, then AutoSys fault tolerance and recovery, then AutoSys job failure handling and restart. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.